What's up there, guys? Welcome back to Detecting. Welcome also to a very, very special day. I can't emphasize that enough because today we are metal detecting my very own primary school. My first primary school, because I actually had two. The reason being is because at that time, when I first attended my first primary school, basically the Victorian government was shutting down a lot of schools, and mine happened to be one of them. So I went there for a short period of time, about 12 months or thereafter, and then it got shut down and I got moved on to my second primary school. Now, I've never been able to attain permission to my second primary school. That would be amazing if I could, but I can't. The landowner she's just not about it. So I have tried. But look, just recently on Facebook, my mum actually commented on a post where someone was trying to learn more information and history about my first primary school that I went to. Long story short, we went out there, we met the new landowners and basically informed them of some of the history about the school. And then of course I asked them if I could come back and metal detect, and anything that's found today and in future will be passed on to these landowners because they are just as excited and just as interested about the history as what I am. So anyway, continue on up the road. We'll see you there. Rightio, so here we are, guys. We've got all the gear out of the car and we're about to step over the fence. Now I know it looks like, it looks illegal, but it's not. The landowner actually said to me there when we were here last, he said, mate, look, you see the fences, he said, just literally step over them, you've got full permission. And I actually messaged Ben this morning and I let him know. I said, look, he said just come here anytime, but I sort of said to him, look, I'd rather just let you know when I'm on site, mate, because what happens if anybody drives past and says, oh, there's some man in your yard metal detecting, he gets a message and then straight away he wonders who it is, what they're doing. If I let him know that I'm going to be here today, well, if he does get that message, it's not a big deal. He knows straight away who it is and what they're doing, and it's me. So look, really cool. Ben and Georgina have actually uncovered some old names in the concrete, and I will say I don't remember these. These are not something that I remember at all, but look, you can see 1986 there, Andrew, TB, Ben, some handprints there. Really, really cool. I probably remember seeing them as a kid, but I just don't remember them. So none of my names or initials are there anyway. So look, we're not going to show you everything, but we're just going to show you some of the concrete pads here. This was the old sports shed, from what I can remember. Walking up here, we used to have our assemblies in front of the old flagpole here. It's only a very small school, so you can see the flagpole stretching up there, facing it sort of towards the road. And I remember we used to have all our assemblies right here. As I said, it was not a very big school, probably 20-30 students at best. This up here was the entry where you'd walk through to get to the school. I remember coming through that little pathway through the gate. It was a lot more thick with trees back then, but I remember coming through that little gate as a kid with my backpack on, as I said, coming to school. So where we had our assemblies, and this right here is the footpath that led you into the building of the school. So right here was the school building door, and it would open outwards, I think, from memory. It was a bright orange door, and we had like railing coming along here, because I remember we used to always sit on the railing and get pictures and what have you. So right here is where the school building used to sit. Those two trees obviously weren't there. This bit of a garden bed strip was here originally. It'd be interesting to see what's in that. Look, we're not going to, wherever we dig, we're going to make sure we don't leave any imprint or any mess or anything, any signs of being here. So we will dig clean, we'll take all our rubbish with us, but yeah, look, it'd be interesting just to see what's here and what was underneath the building. I can't remember climbing under there as a kid, but look, you just never know what was here prior. So we will be detecting pretty much here where the building used to sit. And this was the only classroom. It was a one building school. So we had the little sports shed, little school building, and look, that was about it. So very, very interesting. And the oval sits behind me. I'm not going to show you that because there's actually a residence there now. So look, we're not going to, it's just part of privacy. I'm not going to show that. So we're not here to show anything like that. We're just here to show some of the history and basically retrieve it, unearth it for the owners. So I used to sit about right here in the classroom some 30 years ago, and the blackboard, the reason why I keep facing that way, the blackboard, that was the front of the classroom, and the principal used to sit over in the corner there. From memory, she was in that corner, and yeah, all us kids were right here, and there was a bunch of lockers that used to run right here. We had the pull-out plastic tubs, and we used to put all our homework and our bag and what have you in that. And the reason why I remember the bookshelf of plastic tub sort of lockers, I mean, they weren't lock-up lockers, they were just plastic tubs that pulled out of a bookshelf. But I remember that so well because one morning coming to school here, you got to remember this is 30 plus years ago, but one morning I come to school here, I felt terribly sick, and I actually pulled out my plastic tub, the one that had my name on it, Luke, and I spewed in it. So I'll never forget that. And I told the landowners that, they laughed. Look, just some of those little things that stay with you. I remember also coming into school all the time here, and as soon as you walked around here, you know, you're in the building obviously, but you had a desk right here, you know, just a table and a couple of chairs, and on it was the first computer I'd ever seen in my life. And I remember it was only a very basic computer, of course, and we used to play the simplest of games on it. I remember there was one game with mice and mouse traps and whatnot, and you had to be the mouse, and you had to go down and get the cheese through all the different levels and avoid the mouse traps and the bombs and the cats and things that stick with you, little memories. As I said, I'm stoked to be here today, and we haven't even turned that detector on. Just to walk this ground is fascinating. So anyway, let's get started, let's get set up, and let's see if we can enjoy it the rest of the day with what else we can find. Oh, our first target is not a coin, it's just a bit of rubbish, and we even dug a pull tab there before. But look how nice to be also removing the rubbish from this site for the landowners here. It does not need to be in the ground, it shouldn't be in the ground, and look, just one bit of extra scrap they don't have to pick up. As I said to the landowners, we'll take rubbish and we'll trash and treasure, and look, we'll just put it in plastic containers and show you at the end. So he was literally sitting on the surface, pretty much a surface target. Let's keep going and see if we can find something deeper, and hopefully it's a coin. Alright, this is an excellent signal, and one that we're definitely going to dig. Where'd he go? There he is. A few signals in the ground. Easy to lose them. Easy to find them again too. So look, he sounds great. Nice high 60 range, 70 range, and he's not very deep. You've got all this pine needles and loose sticks and leaf litter on top. So look, it's a great site to hunt really, because everything that's going to be found here should be, oh look, he's not deep, and should be in good condition because of the dry soil content. So coins and rings and all that sort of stuff, your toy cars, all that sort of stuff, it's going to come out really, really well, hopefully. Oh, it's a nail! Even the nails come out looking good. We nailed that one. Let's see if we can get a coin. A hot spot for targets, this one. We're not far away from the nail. Are we going to get another nail? This one's a lot deeper though. Those cockatoos are so noisy. This one's a lot deeper, so it could be a coin. He's actually in that sand, I reckon. Yeah, he is. Well deeper in the sand. So we're going to dig this one out a little bit. Oh, there's roots there coming up, so it could be a coin. We're under the big pine trees at the moment. They're some of the biggest pine trees you've ever seen. Amazing. And this school's not even that old, so they must have been planted well and truly before. There he is off the side. That wind's getting up a bit too. It's a very hot day today. 34 today, but we're going to get a lot of wind and what have you before it. So hopefully it keeps us cool as we're digging out all these targets. Well, we're up near the fence line now, and let me give you a listen to what I heard. Where is he? He's still in the hole. Right there. And I was just digging that target out, and you can see what I can see. That's a coin impression. So we've definitely got a coin on this one. And I was just starting to think, you know, there was a transition period on this school where it got shut down by the Victorian government. They were shutting down a lot of schools at the time. Just to save money, I suppose, and create funding for more schools. There was just too many schools in operation and not enough kids attending them. So they did actually shut this school down. There he is. 1 cent coin, of course. That's what's going to start us off. That's the first coin ever for this site that we found. But look, I was just sort of thinking in that transition period where they shut this school down and it sat vacant for some time, did someone come here and detect it, you know, before it turned into a private property? Did someone sneak in here and detect it? I don't know. We're not really finding all that much, and we're in a really hot area too, I would think, you know. behind me is the big old pine trees, and behind me, underneath the pine trees as a kid, I remember when I come to school, if I didn't spew in my plastic tub, I would go basically play under the big pine trees, and there's some old oak trees there too. And what we do is there's a bit of a hill, so we'd get a run off down the hill, and we would swing down the oak tree branches and, well, swing off down the hill. I remember my cousin, in actual fact, lost his tooth doing that. He knocked his tooth out. Because there's a lot of oak nuts and acorn nuts and everything around here, I remember as kids having to sift around, looking for his tooth, the teacher helping us look. So anyway, look, in a bit of a hot spot, but where are the coins? All right, well, not a coin on that one, but I feel like we're getting a bit closer. We've got a half of a toy car, the back end in actual fact. He looks like something I would have had as a kid. I can't confirm that he's mine though. So let's just see if there's anything else in there. Maybe. What we'll do is we'll just stand up and confirm that with the detector. The pinpoint has been a little bit funny there. But look, awesome little die-cast toy car. And I'm certain we're going to find a few more of those as we hunt this site into the future. Let's get going. Oh, look out, we've got our next coin. They are getting bigger. Whoop, if we don't lose them. That's a 2-cent coin, that one. Where are all the pennies? Where are all the silver coins? Where is all the awesome stuff for the landowners here? We're getting there, I swear. We are getting closer. This one's up in the garden bed too, as you can see. Well, not really a garden bed. It's just sort of a built up, oh, they're spiky. It's sort of a built up bed there. So look, nice little area to poke around and hunt. And as long as you fill your holes in, as I said, you're really doing no damage. You're making no impression, leaving no mess behind. So got a little bit more here, and look, it's not happening with the coins, so I'm thinking we change it up a little bit. There's still a spike in my hand there. I think we change it up a little bit and jump over from this garden bed here over to underneath the school building, and then make our way down off the slope towards the oval where, look, we used to play and run around and do a lot of sports activities. So I probably should have started there first, but then again, if this site has been done, maybe it has been done, maybe it hasn't, but look, if it has been done, chances are, well, a lot of coins have been picked up from down there as well, maybe. But we've got to go down and try. So, and hopefully we can find some cool stuff for the landowners. Let's keep going. Oh, jumping over, we've got a cracker signal. Remember these two trees that we were pointing out before, where I said my locker tub was right down there? I probably took a spew about 2 meters away, some 30 years ago. Never forget it. Listen to that though. Manicore has picked up an 80, around 88, 89, jumping around, but look at the 2D mapping screen. Let's get you around out of the sun there. The 2D mapping screen, how he paints that little signal on that conductivity line. And in actual fact, now we've turned around. Oh, look how flat the Manicore is. Wow, I didn't realise it was that flat. Now we've turned around though, that signal has cleaned up a bit. So let's dig him together, see what he is. And today is not a long day, that's why I'm sort of just humming around quickly. I will be back here many times in the future. In actual fact, the landowner said to me, I would love to have been here today and seen, you know, what you're doing, how you do it. And look, I did show him there the other week and he was very impressed. But he just wants to see it all come out and all happen, I suppose. So look, what I'm going to do is I'm going to send him the link to this video. So I know it's not the same thing, but you know, you can watch it, what we've done today. And I offered him this morning, would you like to come back? You know, I can bring a detector, a spare detector, and we can do a bit of a round together. And I think that'd be really cool, really fun. So have we got a threepence in this one? There is. No, we've got another 2-cent coin. They're coming out thick and fast now, but they're not the right ones. Look, we're going to get there. I'm sure we're going to snag a penny, be able to put a bit of a timeline stamp on this place. Like, I know what the timeline is anyway. It's not that old. But look, just try and get a penny to put in a display board, because what we're going to do here is not only pass over all the finds, we're going to make up a display board like we've done in the past for other landowners and present to Ben and Georgina here. Relics, coins, look, everything, just not the rubbish. So the rubbish can go in the bin once upon a time, or once, you know, in future. So that was an awesome signal. It just wasn't the coin we're looking for. See if we can find it. Oh, once again, removing some rubbish for the landowners here. And this one wasn't very deep at all. I was going to say shallow. He wasn't deep at all. We've got the old VB can, Vic Better. So look, good to be removing the rubbish. It's not the coin, once again, that we're after. And I was just thinking, you know, chances of me finding mass amounts of pre-decimals here are not very good, because this school only started in the 50s and it sort of ran through, as I said, to about the mid 90s or early 90s, and then it was shut down by the Victorian state government. So look, yeah, just see what we can do. I certainly know that I didn't bring any pennies in my pocket. I don't even remember using pennies. 1 and 2 cent coins I can still remember spending as a kid, but certainly not the pennies or the silvers, shillings, florins, threepence, sixpence. So look, we're going to continue to get down the oval, as I said, try and find something, and hopefully, as I said, it be a pre-decimal coin. All right, bingo, we've got one. We've got an old pre-decimal coin. Oh, that's so awesome. And I didn't film it. Like I missed it completely on film, obviously. I didn't even know it was going to be a coin. The last target was there, and he was just a bottle top. So look out, we've got a coin. Yes. Only took us, it took us a little while, but that's okay. So he's a Roo. He's a 1955. By looks, 1950. There we go. Spot on. Or 1960. What date is that? Spot on exactly what we were saying there before. And this school, as I said, didn't run for long. It was sadly shut down, and the buildings were all taken away and moved. So there we go, 1951 Roo penny, I think that is. So that's the first coin. Look, that's really exciting. That's the first coin for the landowners here, pre-decimal wise. We've got a couple of 2 cent coins. We've got a couple of 1 cent coins. Bingo, we got the penny. Really cool story too, a penny or a pie. There was something I learnt there the other night watching a documentary. Back in England, you know, there was such a thing as takeaway food back in the 1800s and early days, and there'd be people walking around with carts on them, little wooden carts hanging off their neck, and they'd sell pies, and they'd say, you know, a penny for a pie. So you'd hand over your penny, you'd get a pie. Pretty good deal, eh? But they'd also offer you flip the penny, and if they call heads or tails and win, they get to keep the penny and they get to keep their pie. And if you win, well, you keep your penny and you keep your pie, or you get a free pie, I should say. But if you lose, the old saying goes, well, you lost your penny and your pie. Now you've got no pie and you've got no penny. So very, very cool. I just, look, little bits of snippets of history you love learning, especially when you're finding these items, you know, a penny for a pie. I don't think I'd bet my penny. I think I'd just pay for the pie. All right, we made our way right out in the sun now, and look, I'm a little bit conscious of snakes. The grass is low, it's a nice clean site. The landowners have done a really, really great job of cleaning this place up, because at one stage it was quite, well, it was let go. The grass grew up, look, the leaves and sticks fell down. It was let go at one stage, so sadly it did not look all that good. And you know, being such a special site to me and my family, look, it was a bit sad to see. So it's really nice to see someone taking such pride in it. And that is why, look, that is why we're out here, and we're happy to donate everything back to the landowners. You know, they're really excited about this site and really excited about the history that's taken place here. And look, the day that we were standing here talking to them, telling them all about the stories and things I remember, they were just fascinated. And absolutely lovely couple. So one story I also do remember, just walking down into the sun here and thinking about snakes, is in actual fact, one of our family friends, there was a working bee here. My mum and dad were on the committee, so they did a lot of you know, school assisted things to help the school out. You know, that's what little country communities did. Everybody pitched in and helped to make the school run properly. But I remember one time here, a family friend was mowing the lawn with a push mower, and the site was pretty well overgrown. And I mean, as you can see, well, we're surrounded by bushland, so snakes are an issue out here. You've got to be careful of them. And he was mowing the grass straight through here, and he ran straight over a snake with the lawnmower, and it flicked out the side. He was angry, and it was still alive. And I can't remember what happened after that. I think the shovel might have been retrieved. But yeah, just little things you remember. Look, fascinating. So, and I love being here today and digging this side out. And look, anything, as I said, found, especially that penny before, what special items to hand over and be able to hand over. And here I am being able to reminisce and dig up all this history, whether it be something I dropped or someone else dropped. The fact that I'm able to be here, look, to me is so special. I've been looking forward to this for quite some time. So let's get this next target out. Sounds good. The ground is hard. 2 hands. We'll come back and show you. Look. Right, well, it's not looking good on this dig. We just got out part of a portobello can, maybe, bit of a chopped up can, and as you can imagine, half of it's still down there. So we're going to try and retrieve as much of this as we can, and we know it's not a coin now. We'll try and go after him a little bit rougher. Didn't want to scratch anything, because remember we're doing a display board here in future. Oh, he's not a can, he's a lid. So there we go, some sort of lid. And in actual fact, when I was here, I didn't know this as a kid, quite obviously. I was just a kid. I was worried about spewing in lockers, but not worried about dumping rubbish. But the landowners told me there a couple of weeks ago that all the bottles and rubbish from the school, they found the rubbish pit, which is probably, look, it's just in front of me. I don't want to stick the camera up too high, but it's just there where that garden bed is. That's why the garden bed is there, to sort of disguise it and hide it, and well, just get rid of it, because there's a lot of bottles and lids and tin and everything that basically Ben said that he dug up. And look, just I think we might be hitting on part of it because we're not far away. So another bit of rubbish out of the ground. Let's keep going. Oh, he's done it again. Not rubbish, another penny. And look, we're still not far away from that burn pile, that rubbish pile I was just speaking about. Look, awesome, awesome. Oh, straight on the dot again too, 1950. Eat your heart out. So look, this is what it's all about. I know they're only pennies to some people, but to me, that is a super special coin. This is a super special day, even though it's extremely hot. It's about 32 degrees right now, and we're right out in the sun. But look, we are absolutely enjoying ourselves. 1950 rue penny on the Manicore. Let's give you a listen to what he sounds like. We'll move that shovel out of the way. We're going to try and capture the next one on film. 74 on the nose, and look at how it's painting that dot on the screen. Conductivity line, little dot, perfectly formed. That's a coin all day long. Let's grab him, put him in the pouch, and let's get on to the next. Well, it's heating up. It has got extremely hot. But there's our next signal, 84, 85. I do believe this one's going to be a 2-cent coin, because what we were seeing there before with the 70 for the penny. Oh, this is a huge target. Look at it splurging the conductivity line there. Look at it painting that huge picture. It's not tight packed anymore, like we were seeing with the coin. This is going to be a chopped up Coke can. But do you know what? We're going to get it out. And you can see that it's a huge target too, with that pinpointing diameter. Pinpointing right in the center of the coil there, remember? But just going over that target, whenever it screams, it's seeing that target, if that makes sense. So that to me is a Coke can. What we're going to do to verify that too, just before we go after him with the shovel, remember, always try and be as neat as you can. But try and just go down with the line. So we just run the pinpointer straight down. Bingo, I can hear him there, and then I lose him. And then if you're really worried, you can go across and do the same thing. Bingo, I hear him, and now I've lost him. So we know to dig right in that little crosshatch area. We've marked the spot perfectly. Now let's dig him out, see if we can get a Coke can out. Oh, that is not a Coke can. I know exactly what that is. It's not a coin either though. We've actually just found the door handle. Whether it be to the sports shed. We're right near the dump too. Remember I said about the dumping off area, and they put the garden bed there. So maybe this fell out of the rubbish dump. Went off sideways. That is the door handle though. Oh, he's a big one. And he's going to go great in the display piece for future for the landowners here. This is what it's all about. God, I can't stress that enough, how much I enjoy this. I really can't. Like, you know, you've been seeing me out in the gold a lot lately, and I absolutely love the gold. I've really got back into it and really hit it hard from when I first started some 7-8 years ago detecting, and I'm really enjoying the gold. But coming out here and finding the relics, I mean, this is worth nothing to no one apart from the people that are interested in it. I mean, there's no monetary value to this, but what historic value it has is fascinating. So look, that is a great piece, and all these pieces we can clean up once again in the tumbler and put through and clean up for the landowners here, and mount to a board, as I said, mount to a display board. I'll throw one up top left corner and show what I've done in the past, and in actual fact I've got videos showing how to make them, how to create them, what I do to glue everything down and fix everything down, and how I put the hessian on the background, how I would burn the panel and everything. I mean, it's all there if anybody wants to check it out and do the same for themselves in future, or for even a landowner around the district that you're looking to get onto their property. I mean, that's a great starting point to build relationships. So anyway guys, let's keep going. A few more targets I think, and look, it's extremely hot. I'm dripping with sweat, and then we're going to get out of here. I'll just show you this really quickly before we dig our next couple of targets out and then finish up. That there is the old septic pit. Now it's coming out from the bottom of the old toilets here, you can see, so probably male, female. Look, I can't remember which way it went. Maybe that's male, that's female, who knows. But look, basin, washroom in the middle for you to wash your hands, what have you. And look, the septic running off down here. So any wonder why they dug and buried all their rubbish down below the septic? Because it's a waste area. You're not going to go digging your bottles over on the oval there where the kids play. You're going to want to put them right where the septic is. You know, it's the same thing with when they planned town allotments and they built towns. They kept the cemeteries and generally the bottle pits and the dumping areas all in the same area of the township, and generally downwind, because they didn't want that smell blowing back into the township. So look, fascinating stuff. And like the landowner said, there was a lot of bottles, a lot of stuff dumped and buried over here, and we're seeing that right here just in some of the glass that we found straight off the surface. So let's put him into the pouch, doesn't need to be there, and let's, as I said, dig out those next few targets. And remember, when you're hunting these old sites, if you find the septic, chances are you're not far away from the bottle pit. Right, we've dug those last few targets, and unfortunately they've all been rubbish, but have a listen to this one. And remember what I've showed you today with the Manicore, that tight pack grouping on the 3D conductivity line in the center of the screen there. That's sort of what helps indicate coin or not coin for me and many others. And if you learn to use it, I'll tell you what, it can be very handy. So just giving you a look there, a beautiful, clean, crisp 88, 89. That could be a penny, could be a florin. Doesn't seem like florin to me, but I could be surprised. And look, he's not very deep, 1 bar of depth, so he's about 2 inches. Oh, it's a tiny signal. That's not a big coin at all. It's probably going to be a 2-cent coin. And look, if that's what it is to finish us off, that's okay, because as I said, and look, I've shared a lot of stories, and as I've said, I've had a fantastic day today. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Bingo. 3rd penny for the landowners here, and you've seen all that happen. Look, it's just amazing. I can't emphasize the feeling. I mean, I've been doing this for 8 years. I've visited hundreds of sites. I've dug thousands upon thousands of coins and relics, and even hundreds of pieces of gold now, including the big 30 ouncer. But I can't tell you the feeling that you get from just the little things like today, and especially that coin and the last 2 pennies that have come out as well, just being here in general. So everything stems back to metal detecting and the hobby and the passion for metal detecting. And I tell you what, I don't want to be doing anything else. I never will be doing anything else. I just love it. So we've got the full penny once again, and here's a 1952, once again cutting right on that date that I said there about there, 1952. And look, you can see the grass and the pine needles or what have you. It's actually grass that's went down there with that impression as that coin has sunk over time. So just fascinating, and the reason, as I said, why I love metal detecting, it takes you out to these places, it gives you these experiences that often, well, you'd never experience in your life. So another coin into the pouch. Now let's wrap it up for today, get everything out and show you what we've done. Rightio guys, well that finishes up for today, sadly. Look, I don't want to really get out of here, but it's extremely hot and the detector is about on the red. Well, it's actually on the red. It's about to die. So look, we've done enough for today. We'll be back for round 2. What we have done though, as you can see, is lots of rubbish, which is great to clean up. I never mind taking the rubbish out of the ground. It's just part and parcel of detecting. And if you can get your head around that and be okay with that, well, every day is easier. So we've got all the bottle tops, the rubbish. As I said, don't mind digging it, even the nail and bits of the glass that we picked up off the surface near the bottle pit. And it's good to get it all out of here. So just kneel forward here. It's very hard to kneel on this concrete. We've got the key, we've got the 1-cent coin, we've got the 3 2-cent coins, and look at this, would you? You can't make this up if you tried. Let me hold the camera steady. 1950 a 1951, and then a 1952. How did we do that? How did we get 3 years in a row? I don't know. That's some fluky lukey stuff. So, and it's not the first time I've heard that name. So we've got the old door handle, which is awesome stuff. We've got 2 bits of the old toy cars, and once again, those pennies, they really spin me out. 1950, 51, 52 concurrent years, just crazy. I think I'm meant to be here hunting, and the owners actually said that to me. They said, you know, we wouldn't rather anybody else come here and do this. I mean, you have that tie and that connection to this site. You know, you're the perfect person to do this, and I feel that way as well, and I think the pennies are telling me something. So anyway, just to finish this off here, this is the area where we used to swing, and you know, as soon as we put our bags down and got off the bus or got dropped off by mum and dad, from memory mum and dad used to drop me off. I don't think I was on the bus at that age, but we used to put our bags down and quickly run out to underneath the trees here, because it was such fun grabbing hold of these tree branches, pulling them back and running as flat out as you could, swinging off them and then letting go and falling off, trying to break your leg before class started. So look, I just wanted to show that it's just memories, it's fabulous things, you know, like that look, I just love, I live for. And metal detecting, as I said once again, it's part and parcel of what ties into it all. So if you're not metal detecting, look, take it up, enjoy it, get out there and well, start finding this cool stuff and enjoying. So anyway guys, I hope you've enjoyed. Once again, hit the like, hit the comment, and make sure you subscribe for future adventures, because I tell you what, we're not done here yet, and we've still got plenty more to go. And enjoy. Take it easy, I'll see you next time.